Screaming Chicken here. Today I'm going to show you how to install a double DIN radio with our new brackets for an 85 through 92 Firebird and Trans Am. Here we've got a console out of the car to show you. And we're going to take you from this to this. Okay, to install a modern double DIN radio in the pod, you'll need three things. You'll need the radio. Got a double DIN right here from Kenwood. You'll need the bezel to fit because your factory bezel is too short yet too wide. I don't know how well it'll show in the camera, but you can see you've got a pretty good gap on this side because of the extra width of the factory bezel. And then you'll need a way to mount it. And here I have our new brackets that we've just developed, and these will allow you to install a double DIN very easily without having to go to Lowe's or Home Depot or Ace Hardware 17 times, assuming you go as many times as I do because you always forget something. And they'll go right in. We supply the hardware with them. Makes for a very easy install. The first thing you're going to want to do is remove your factory bezel. There's 4 clips, 2 on each side that hold it on, and it'll just pop right off. Next thing you'll want to do is still have your factory radio in there, remove it, disconnect all the wires. Then you'll take your new radio and mount our new brackets, which will go with your cutout down for each side. We'll go ahead and get those installed. And with these Kenwood radios and our brackets, it's very easy to line up. If you remember from our 3rd gen Camaro video where we said you would have to play with the mounting position a little bit, these are very easy in that you just put it right up to the front of the bezel. And I actually got it one too high. So you'll just slide it right up to where the face of the radio is and tighten your screw down. Okay, and the screws that will hold the brackets onto the radio are supplied with the radios. And then we have the hardware to mount into your pod. And again, if you can see there, I'm just lining it up right with the front edge. And then from there, you take the radio, you'll hook up all your wires, you'll slide it into place. And then with the hardware we provide with the mounts, you'll simply screw it in. Once you've got the radio mounted, you take your new bezel. We do offer one here at screamingchicken.com with or without the checker pattern. It will install just like the original came off with 4 clips. It'll pop into place. I think I actually had the radio brackets just a little bit off, but it'll install just like that. If you'll notice with this radio, you've got very little room around all of your edges. It's filling all the space. It's a very tight fit. You've got no gap here, and it is all the way to the bottom here. So it takes all the space, and this is a shallow mount as well. So if you went to a full mount, you would be going into the back structure of your pod. But Kenwood, you can see the back structure here. Kenwood has released a new radio with a very special feature that fits much better in this pod that we will show you now. Okay, here we have the radio that we just installed in the pod, taken back out. And here we have Kenwood's new DMX 4710S. It's got a special feature where you can remove the top half of the back of the stereo. Frees up a lot of space in the back. And if you'll notice when we installed this one, we don't have any wires hooked up that we're fighting that also takes up a lot of space. This gives you basically an extra DIN worth of space to help with wiring. So with this radio, you'll remove 4 screws on the back. And then you'll be able to remove this rear plate. Then you'll have, I believe it's 4 more screws in here that screw into the back of the faceplate of the radio. If you've got a precision screwdriver that's a little longer than this one, it's much easier. And you're able to remove each side. As you can see, that frees up a lot of space. This is a lot of room when you have very little real estate inside of a pod like you do on these. As you can see on this new radio, without the top, you have to mount a little bit different, but you still line them up the same way, basically right at the back of where the face is. And then take the radio, slides right in just like before, but if you might have noticed, it kind of fell right into place without having that upper section. Okay, you're gonna want to put this as low as possible in the pod. You do have a little bit of variance in this, not a lot, but just a little bit of downward pressure on the bracket so that it sits as low as you can get it in the pod. Obviously in the car you can't reach around the back, but for filming purposes with this on the table, I kind of have to hold it. And then with the bezel back in place, there we go. For those of you with the 82 through 84 Firebird who are wondering why it won't work with yours, this is why. There's no pod, you have a different frame structure. The double din is physically taller than the frame structure inside, but we're working on it. We're trying to figure it out. Go ahead and like and subscribe, guys, and we'll see you next week.